Not too many people have ever heard of the VFW, and many of those who have don't really understand what it is. VFW stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars, which is a nonprofit organization that helps benefit veterans and their families. A lot of people seem to think that the VFW is just a bar where old men can go drink and swap war stories, but it's actually so much more than that. And today I'm going to help get past some of that stigma and explain a little bit about the history of the VFW as well as some of the things that they do today to help veterans and their families and their communities. The VFW actually started as several smaller organizations that formed around 1899, around the time of the Spanish-American War and the Philippine insurrection. These smaller organizations were formed to help gain rights for the soldiers coming home from war, because at the time they weren't receiving any kind of pension and they didn't really get any kind of medical care from the military. So these organizations helped advocate for those things. The VFW officially formed in 1914 when these smaller organizations came together to form what we know today as the Veterans of Foreign Wars. At the time, only male veterans were allowed to join. So to supplement that, they came up with the Ladies Auxiliary, which was meant for the daughters and wives of the members. But obviously they've evolved, and they now allow female veterans to join the VFW. And the Ladies Auxiliary is now just the auxiliary, and they now allow men to join. The VFW still serves for many of the same reasons that it did way back in the day. And one of the main things that they do is they raise money for different veterans programs. Some of these are outside programs like Fisher House or Wounded Warrior Project, but the VFW itself also raises money for its own programs, such as the National Home for Children, which is a program that provides housing to needy families at no cost for however long they need all across the country. They also have the VFW Unmet Needs program, which distributes grants to veterans who are financially unstable. In addition to raising money for veterans and their families, the VFW also advocates for veterans' rights. For instance, they helped fight for the current GI Bill that we have today, and they are still fighting for better Veterans Affairs medical services, especially for the growing number of women veterans that we have today. The VFW also provides services that help veterans transition back into civilian life and help them find jobs when they leave the military. In addition to these nationwide programs that the VFW helps with, many of the local posts actually do a lot in their local communities. For instance, some of the posts save funds for emergencies for some of their members if they need help paying for medical care or if they need help paying some of their bills at home. They have funds set aside for that for their own members. In addition, some of the posts run food drives or clothing drives for needy veterans' families. They also help provide holiday meals and gifts for the kids for veterans' families that are struggling. In addition to these things that help the community around the local VFW posts, they also help their local youth. They offer programs that help the kids get out into the community and get them volunteering. And they also offer educational competitions, such as writing competitions that offer prizes. And the VFW actually has some of its own scholarships that it gives out. These are just a few of the many, many things that the VFW does to help veterans, their families, their communities, and the youth of our nation. I hope that you have a better understanding of what the VFW does, and while many of the posts are bars that people can go and relax and hang out at, the VFW's true purpose is to serve those who served in every way that they can.